FREEDOM trial, first of all, is a very important trial for interventional cardiology and heart surgery because it's the only one thus far that it was exclusively in diabetic patients, which is a population very, very important because they are at particularly high risk for adverse events later on. So the initial cohort of FREEDOM was followed for around 3 or 4 years for the most part, and there was a significantly better outcome with surgery than with multivessel angioplasty and stent. Questions arise though, are these results perhaps durable, or over time could we see more failures of surgery that might close the gap, so to speak, or could the gap just keep enlarging over time? Again, nobody has done these long-term follow-on trials in this type of multivessel coronary artery disease. So in the FREEDOM follow-on, we reapproached the sites, and about half of the patients, so to speak, ended up being followed on. This probably, if you account for the mortality occurred in the first part of the trial, roughly about 75% of the eligible patients to be followed on were actually followed on by the various sites. And the cumulative follow-up of this follow-on cohort was around 7 or 8 years. The results were kind of similar, I would say, or carried on to this follow-up with roughly 23 or 24% mortality in the angioplasty and stent group and around 18 or 19% mortality in the bypass group. So I think that's important. No study has come so long after the original procedure. Of course, there's still questions now for even further follow-on, because again, these patients may have further events down the line. And I think the interest from now on would be just in the follow-on cohort, but not mixing it with the early patients. Perhaps we can have this cohort follow-on number 2 towards 10 years and beyond time frame. We've seen that in some of the earlier trials that went out to 20 years, some of them. Very interesting to find out. I hope that will be the next frontier in this type of research.